Part of the business planning process is building effective strategies. This comes after having assessed your business and identifying the strategies and systems needed to run your business. Building a strategy is like putting together a puzzle. You know what the puzzle looks like from the picture on the box. That's analogous to when we talked about your goals. Now we're going to fit all the pieces together. So why build strategies? Well, here are 5 compelling reasons. 1. As mentioned, it is part of the business planning process, which will allow you to systematically grow your business. 2. A well-thought-out strategy creates an organized step-by-step written plan that anyone can follow, including yourself. 3. It will help you stay consistent in your work ethic and meet deadlines. 4. Because everything is already laid out, your time is freed up to focus on the more important things like your clients and prospecting. Have you ever heard of the saying, writing down gives peace of mind? Well, it's very true. Having nothing written down clutters up the mind and creates chaos and anxiety. Have you ever stayed up at nights with your mind always racing, thinking of ideas and not shutting off? A way to combat this is to get up and jot down what's bothering you. So it's best to have a notebook of some kind on your night table to write down your thoughts and concerns. Once you've done that, your mind is free from that worry or concern or of forgetting anything important. That same logic applies to your work. Having things written down gives you a sense of control. It also helps when working in a team environment because it allows everyone to be on the same page and track progress. There are 6 steps involved to building your action plan. Step 1 is to identify the strategies you will need to implement for your business. You will have done this after you have completed doing your business assessment that we talked about in a previous lesson. Knowing your business strengths and weaknesses will help you to determine what strategies you will want to implement. As you can see here on the slide, there are 4 main divisions to your business. We have office systems, sales and transaction systems, which of course is our favorite, marketing systems, lead gen, and conversion systems. Note that for purposes of this lesson, we will be talking about how to put the strategy together. So our focus is not about what the actual content of the strategy will be. That we do in other lessons, when we take a deeper dive into the various systems you see listed here. Step 2 is to define the purpose of the strategy. There is no point in creating one without first knowing the why and the what. How does this fit into the big picture? You need to push yourself into visualizing what you want your business to look like and what systems need to be put in place to realize this vision. How will this strategy help you accomplish your goals? Does it fit into your business budget? How much time is required to complete this? Have you time blocked for this? Note how specific we are in this example. We want to improve on our client-seller process so that we can increase our repeat and referral business by 25% when compared to last year's results. The statement and purpose need to be specific and measurable. Now we need to create an action plan for step 3. The action plan is a list or checklist of sorts outlining the steps required. You will need to ask yourself some questions like the ones I have here listed on the slide. This will help you get going on what you will need to do. And don't worry about knowing all the steps. Just start by listing things out and you will be amazed at how your mind will start doing the rest with some focused attention. Don't be stifled by what you don't know. Step out and just get started. The missing pieces will fall into place. Some people never get started because they feel they have to know all the answers before venturing out. And sometimes we just don't know what we don't know. We find out as we go along, so just get started. Here is an example of some of the action steps required to improve the seller process. This will give you an idea of some of the things that you will need to think about when creating your seller process. Step 4 is to set a budget. You already know what your annual budget is from the goal setting process and when we talked about financial alignment. The strategy must fall within the percentage of your total gross commission allocated for business expenses. Generally speaking, it should not exceed 20%. Step 5 is to assign deadlines to each task. Nothing gets you motivated better than having a deadline to provide the push and incentive needed to get the job done. Nothing worse than working on something and then forgetting about it, which can happen with all the distractions we have in our lives. Find a way to get these deadlines on a reminder system. A lot of CRM programs have an activity tab feature whereby once you or your assistant have listed out the steps, every time you open up your CRM, you will get a pop-up reminder of all your tasks that need to be completed for the day. Again, use whatever works for you to just get the job done. Step 6 is to assign who is going to do the specific tasks. When most of us start off in real estate, we start off by working alone. But as we grow, it becomes impossible to manage the business effectively and efficiently all by oneself. It can be very daunting because we have to wear all the hats involved in creating and sustaining a business. Our focus should be on income-producing activities and delegating the rest. Your major role is that of a rainmaker. It's your job to produce income, and the rest, delegate. Why would you want to do $20 an hour work when you're worth over $200 an hour? Bottom line, if you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. Do you see a CEO of a big corporation doing data entry or answering the phones? You are the CEO of your real estate business, and you need to see yourself as such. Here you see listed are the various types of assistants that you could employ. An assistant isn't necessarily someone that comes into the office several times per week for a few hours per day, though that is certainly an option. It can also be a third-party service to do a one-off project or a virtual assistant that works off-site. Here you can see our example of a completed seller strategy with tasks, deadlines, and who's going to do it. This is available to you on the Profit Center. You can also create this onto an Excel spreadsheet. Either way, get started today in planning out your strategies and be on the road to having a systemized business.